What's up, everybody? This is Messiah Hill, and this is the scooter backflip. Oh, yeah! Woo!
Wait, Dad, do we have a podcast tonight?
Oh, yes. See, I'm gonna be late.
Here, you're gonna need this.
Thank you.
Hurry up.
All right, there we are, Joey Yates. Are you hearing a little bit of a background on there, or do we have a lag?
No, it sounded fine to me.
Is that us? Is that us again?
I'm not hearing it. It sounds good
Oh,
on my side.
it's only on my
in your
side.
head. It's all in your head.
It's only in my head. We are broadcasting, folks. What's happening, senders? Good.
I love how professional we are. It's awesome.
We are broadcasting from Instagram as well, and Instagram in my headphones is having a playback. So I know exactly. I'm gonna go ahead and take off my headphones because I got Instagram playback in my ear. Okay, there we go. What's up, everybody? I see everyone. Welcome to the Segment Podcast. This is episode 99, Joey Yates. Can you believe we're almost to 100 of these things?
Woo! It's crazy.
It's crazy, right?
The next one, right?
Yeah. 99. We're up on 100. Tonight's guest is awesome. His name is Rue, and he has a page on Instagram called WarPaint Mag. So it's going to be awesome. It's all about diversity and highlighting all the different types of folks that are out there in the world, getting in some stoke, and I can't wait. He's also, I just learned this backstage, he's also the NWTA director for mountain biking. So there's some great things happening up in Portland, Oregon area with him, including a potential MTB festival, tons of things, 501c3, an art contest with SRAM. He's doing so many good things, and I'm stoked to have him on the show. But before we get this show rolling, I do want to say congratulations to Air Blair for the whole shot of the award tonight. Air Blair takes it. Yes. Did you see him up there? Look at Air Blair.
Yeah.
That was a close one. Trail Pimp almost had it.
Yeah. Trail Pimp's busy right now.
Yeah, Trail Pimp. Hello. Be right over. I am been watching. Send it, Frankie.
That's acceptable.
Yeah. Frankie's a good dude. Frankie's a good guy. Gotta love Frankie. Man, I'm gonna see if I can cut the audio. Sorry guys, I was getting the playback in there. I couldn't hear you guys, and it's only in my head. You guys couldn't hear that. It was just me.
No, it's just you. It's all in your head.
Oh my gosh, you guys, I had this crazy lag going on, and I would repeat and repeat and repeat. So, dude, as we are marching down the line, I am super excited because Sedona is around the corner, my man. Yes.
Good. It's going to be cold.
It's going to be cold. I think it's snowing.
Look at this guy's already packing the car.
Spokesman MTB, packing the car for the big trip. I'll be on for a short while. Great to see everyone. I hope to see you all in Sedona. Heck yes. That is going to be amazing. Spokesman, hats off to you for securing the VRBO. Basically, we just got the address tonight where we're going to be staying, and Joey Yates basically said we're like at the park.
I think you can see the pump track in the backyard.
Yes, exactly. We're bringing the podcast equipment. We're going to be doing podcasting from the Sedona Bike Fest, essentially from where the house is. And we're going to have a Sedona series with some special guests. So I can't wait to bring those to you guys live from Sedona. Looking at a few of the folks that are here. Uncaged MTB is in there. He says, hello, everyone. Joey, what are you doing on there? We have Miami in the house with Miss Lauren. Hello, Earthlings. She says, "Hello, Lauren." She's awesome. We have producer Deb in here. She says, "Love this intro. Let's get it. Love, love, love." Hey, Right and Dirty is in Sedona right now. What's up, Eric? And I think you are like previewing all the trails so that when we go there, you'll have it all dialed.
Yeah, his videos are driving me nuts because I want to be there and I keep watching his videos.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. This guy, the real Bike Tyson, what's up? Let's go. Episode 99. Yes, buddy. Thank you so much for making this happen. Tonight's guest is brought to you by the real Bike Tyson. He helped hook all this stuff up. So I'm really loving it. All the way. Also, check out the real Bike Tyson's page on Instagram if you're looking for a good laugh. Those memes that he puts out there are hilarious. He's got some good stuff. Very similar to Tuesdays with Craig and Joey.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Joey, what was the inspiration for your last Tuesdays with Craig and Joey?
Oh, it's because we're getting ready to go to Sedona, and I wanted to get all the cactus out of the way.
If you don't know what he's talking about, head over to Joey's Uncaged MTV Instagram. Every Tuesday, him and Craig drop a fun Tuesdays with Craig and Joey. Hilarious. We got UO SoCal in here. Says 99 problems, but an MT beer isn't one. That's awesome.
True.
Yes, it's so true. I know Danny's going to be there. MTB Nick, what's going on, brother? Holding down Holder Crooks up there. Good to see you in here. New Zealand in the house. What's up, Marty? Always good to see you, man. And Brett Hall from Unspoken. What up, bros? What up? What up? What up, man? I love it. Dude, the chat, I can't keep up. We got,
what's going on right now?
I love it. This is good. This is a new company, Mana Ridewear. In fact, I actually purchased a jersey. Now, this is not a sponsorship because I am sponsored by Tasco, but I love when riders in the community start up something new. And I wanted to support Mark is his name. And these jerseys are dope, man. They bring kind of like that Hawaiian feel to the trails. This is called the shadow jersey, but they have other ones where like the colors are popping. So if you want to check it out, go to Mana Ridewear on Instagram. In fact, I will go ahead and pop that up because I have that right here and I'll show you what he has going on. And I just dig it when writers are putting up new stuff. You see it, Joey? Is that show?
Yeah, I'm seeing it.
Right, Aloha. And that's the shirt on the upper right is the one that I'm rocking right now. You can see that he's got the DAINESE helmet right there. That's Linnea 01. And here are a few others of his. Like, check out the colors on this, man. These
Yeah,
are
I saw this
popping.
thing around Instagram this week. It looks really nice.
Yeah,
Where's their local ride spot?
he's a SoCal boy.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah, so Laguna, that whole area, you'll see him out there. And you'll start to see these jerseys out there. This is a 2-year project, he was telling me. So congratulations, man, for launching this. And thank you very much for letting me have the opportunity to purchase one of the first ones. So that was really cool. Really, really cool. All right. Without further ado, is there anything else in the chat that I'm missing? Let's see.
I guess there's a party at Mark's place.
I don't know.
I don't know what Mark is talking about.
It's not mine. It's Spokesman's place. We're just lucky to stay there. But yes, we'll have all kinds of podcast equipment there. And yes, depending on what the weather will look like. Oh, Johnny U out of Miami. Love to see Johnny U on here. He says, Mana, take my money. Yes, I love the Aloha vibe. MTB Raging, welcome. I'm glad you got out of work, Craig. He says, what's up, boys? He made it. All right, man. Well, Joey, without further ado, what do you think? Or is there anything else in the local area that, I know.
No, it's all wet right now.
Speaking, I know it's totally, I wish we could ride because it's going to be so fun in Sedona, but we're not getting the training right now, which is tough. And our bikes are at Gravity Bike Shop right now. So Joey, what bike are you taking up to Sedona?
I'm gonna play it safe and go with the Jeffsy because that bike will do anything. So I'm taking the Jeffsy.
Man, he's got the Izzo, the Decoy, and the Jeffsy. He's reaching for Jeffsy the Blaze.
Yeah, I'm gonna regret it on the climbs. That's for. I mean, it's not. It'll climb, but it doesn't climb like the Izzo. The Izzo is like having the Decoy on the climbs.
Damn, light, fast.
Right.
Oh my gosh. It's going to be interesting. And what's gravity putting on the Jeffsy for you to get it all dialed?
Ooh, the most important thing. Once you have them, you can't go back. But the TRPs, once you ride with TRPs, you got to have them on all your bikes. Like there's no
Yes.
more squeezing and hoping you stop. You stop.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Craig and Mike are hooking that bike up. They're putting TRPs on for you. They're making your hub have like a lot more engagement. You're going up.
Yes. Yeah, that's the other thing I've noticed. That bike, the engagement was horrible on that bike. And once you know, again,
It's hard to
you
go
can't
back.
you want it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I'll be taking out the Capra up there because the new Geo, they say climbs a lot like the Jeffsy, but DH is like the Capra. And since I've been riding the decoy so much, everything feels tough now once I get off the decoy. So hey, might as well take the Capra up. You guys might be waiting for me.
Yeah. I think we should switch once or twice on one of the climbs too, because I'd like to see
Yes.
that Capra climbs.
Yes. Yeah. Heck yeah. Definitely need to have you check that out. It's I'm getting TRPs put on my Capra as well, which is gonna be awesome. We got Ryan Dirty says, ha, I can't wait. Brett and Joey. Dude, it's gonna be so fun. Marty saying get a lockout shock for the Jeffsy. Ooh, there you
Oh,
go.
interesting.
Yeah, that way put the wattage down. Raging saying Izzo all day with some secret front suspension. Uh-oh.
Yeah, see, he can do the secret suspension. I can't on mine, so
Bring your tow rope, Craig. Bring your tow rope, bro. Mountain bike Q&A saying, loving my Izzo.
I'm so glad because I know he was going back and forth between the bikes, but after riding the Izzo for a while, I think he picked the right one.
Yeah, he did. He did. Ryan Dirty says, can't wait to see Mark climbing with the Capra. Yeah, I know. Might be hike a biking. What have I done? What decision have I made? Trail Pimp is saying, Capra will smash on the way up and destroy on the way down. See, I love it. Trail Pimp's got my back. I got that mojo going. When is the new Capra coming out? I can't. What is?
Isn't it
Think,
out?
yes, with the new Axis. Yes, there was a limited edition. Gosh, well, guys, without further ado, let's turn to our special guest tonight. Let's turn over to Rue. I want to introduce you to him and his page and everything he's doing out there. So, as always in the chat, keep those questions firing. You guys are awesome. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, Rue. Yo, buddy.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
It's good.
Thanks for having me on.
Dude, good to see you, man. Thank you for jumping on, man. And I learned recently about you from the Real Bike Tyson. Real Bike Tyson DM'd me and he said, hey, man, you got to have this guy on the show. You got to check him out. You and I traded emails a couple times and I'm like, dude, I'm down. I'm down. And thank you for being here. Even Patrick is saying, Rue.
Hey, what's up, Patrick?
So tell the folks a little bit about we'll talk about WarPaint a little bit. I want to get more into it in the future too, but I just want to let folks know a little bit about what is WarPaint.
So WarPaint is it started off as a digital magazine where I wanted to highlight BIPOC people that do action sports outdoors. So I mountain bike. I grew up skateboarding. I surf a little bit. I like snowboarding, and I just saw that there was a real need. There wasn't a whole lot of coverage of people of color in the outdoors that do all these sports, and I just wanted to create a place to highlight that. I do photography and videography. I'm the media guy at one of our local bike shops, Cycle Path in Portland, Oregon, and I've been doing media for years, and I just was kind of holding my breath, watching the media, the industry, see if anything was going to change, and the changes have been coming, but very small. So I just wanted to try to do my part to speed up the process and get out there and meet people and get their photos, get their little stories, and share their stories with everybody, and hopefully make things different for kids that might be looking up the sport, or let's say mountain biking, and see people that look like them out there. So
yeah, That's cool, man. That's really, really cool. So that was kind of the inspiration from where WarPaint Mag came from. And you're
Mhm.
definitely doing that, which is great. I mean, now you've got a board of directors that's helping with this whole movement. Uh,
Yes.
yeah, you're growing this sucker. So that's cool. And then looking at the Instagram, there is a a plethora of different folks that you have highlighted on there. And I didn't even know what BIPOC meant. So if you're out there and you're listening to this podcast and you don't know what it means, like you're not alone because I didn't know what it means. but Rue, what is BIPOC?
BIPOC is just an acronym for Black, Indigenous, and People of Color. So
Got it.
it just kind of summarizes, just for instead of having to write all that out.
Yeah.
So
Acronym for
yeah,
everybody. Yes,
yeah,
that's cool. Yeah, I got to get all the colors of the rainbow in there, man. And it's easier to say
yeah,
BIPOC than all the different
yes,
things that are out there. Oh, that is cool. So you listed off a ton of sports that you do, and I think it's awesome because when I grew up too, I was a skateboarder, and I always looked to like I had two riders that were my favorite. I loved Eric Dressen because he was like a shorter skater, and I'm a shorter
yeah,
person, so I was like, dude, I love his style. And then Steve Caballero because at the time, Steve Caballero, maybe Christian Hosoi are the folks that kind of look like me in a sense, so I
yeah,
can kind of see myself in their writing, and I always thought that was inspirational, and motivational. So, did you
yeah.
were you skateboarding as a kid, or did you start mountain biking as a kid? Where did the sport come into your life?
I skateboarded growing up, just I guess around my neighborhood. I grew up in Inglewood, California,
Oh
and
yeah, dang.
yeah, and yeah, I just had my friends that we'd go hang around and skate. I think just like everybody else in LA, I had my black and white BMX bike from like the Inglewood indoor swap meet that my parents got me when I was younger, and but I
Yeah.
never, I just used that to cruise around. Um, but yeah, I started with skateboarding, and I snowboarded for quite a while, pretty consistently, and then it was almost 20 years ago. It was actually the real Bike Tyson who took me out on my first mountain bike ride.
No way.
Um, yeah, so
Whoa.
we're old Air Force buddies. So
So, oh, and you guys served in the armed forces. You guys are Air Force guys.
yeah,
Yeah, love it. So, what took you from Inglewood to where you are now? Was it the Air Force that took you out there to Portland?
um, I used to work as a translator and had to travel around quite a bit
Okay.
after I got out of the Air Force. And one of the places that I kept coming back to work at was either Seattle or Portland. I lived in Seattle for a little bit as well, and I lived here before I got into mountain biking, and then left. Got into mountain biking when I was living in LA again. Eddie came over to my house and saw my commuter bike, and he's like, it was an old hard Trek hardtail, and he was just like, "Where's the knobby tires that came with that thing?" And I was like, "Oh, they're right there in the garage." And he was like, "Throw them on. We're gonna go mountain bike this weekend." And
Sick.
so after that, I was hooked. My kids got hooked. But anyways, we ended up, like I said, I kept coming back here for work, and once I was into riding and I went out and tried the trails here, I was just like, "Oh, okay, I need to move." And yeah, both of my boys, I have two sons, and both of my kids love mountain biking too, and they love being up here and spending the summers with me. So we just ended up, it was just kind of, I feel like inevitable that we're going to move here.
Yeah.
So.
Dude, what was it like? What did you fall in love with the trails over there? Like that was different than the LA trails. I think I already know, but
um, the dirt for sure.
yes.
That was a big part of it. And it was actually funny because when we moved here in the summertime, it took me a while to like figure it out, but like Pacific Northwest riders stop riding when it gets too dry. And I never understood exactly what was going on. I guess I didn't understand the lingo. And, our friends would be like, "Oh, we're not riding this weekend." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. Like the weather's nice." And they're like, oh, the trails are all blown out, and my kids and I were just kind of confused. We're like, okay, I didn't know if like they were doing some heavy construction on the trails or what.
Right.
And when we finally wrapped our head around what everybody was talking about, it was just really dry. My kids and I were just like, oh, cool. Well, whatever. We got the mountain to ourselves then, I guess, and we would just go
Yeah.
out and ride because we were used to it from being in LA.
Dude, dry to
So
them is like amazing still for us.
Crazy.
yeah, yeah.
Talking to my pulmonologist, like inhaling all that dust. Do you smoke? No, I ride mountain bikes in Southern California.
But
Holy,
yeah, no, that's a big part of what got us out here was the dirt, the trail systems. I mean, it's just beautiful, all the trees. I like seasons, so getting all the seasons was really awesome.
yeah, that's really awesome. Speaking of awesome, Spokesman MTB just donated $100 to this episode. I love what WarPaint stands for. He says, "Great mission and awesome attitude to have, helping others. Keep up the great work." Damn.
Oh,
Thank you
awesome.
so
Thank
much,
you.
spokesman. That is awesome. That'll go towards WarPaint's cause there. Also says, worked at Bike and Hike in Beaverton, Oregon in the 90s. Great bike town.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I remember Bike and Hike.
Yeah. Says worked
Yeah.
with Dan Houghton, Kevin Chuddy, and Bill Larson. Those were the days. Man,
Oh
really good.
yeah, yeah. I know Bill. But yeah, no, that's awesome. Thank you, Spokesman MTB.
Yes,
I
yes. When
appreciate
this
the props.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And then the funds there, basically when YouTube clears it, I'll just Venmo this over to you so you'll have it. So for your
Oh.
cost. So thank you so much, spokesman. That's an awesome donation. So you guys are falling in love with, oh yeah, hit the like button, they says. Mountain Bike Q&A. Thank you, Johnny. Hit the like button. First one, hit the like button wins. So as you're going to Portland, you're loving the loam out there and the seasons and everything. Was WarPaint already starting at that point, or are you just at the point of mountain biking and kind of taking it in and seeing the culture and the people at this point?
I feel like Warpaint's kind of been in the back burner for quite a while. Like I said, my kids are in their 20s now, but when they were younger and we were all into mountain biking, um, it was a time when like all the NWD films were coming out and all the collective and all the Anthill films. And we were just stoked, subscribed to like Bike Magazine and Mountain Bike Action and stuff like that. And I guess because I do photography, I was just like, uh, it just started to sink in. I was like, man, there's not a lot of people that look like me in these magazines and or on these movies. And um, yeah, I think like around the time that I was actually living down, I moved back down to LA for a couple of years, and I was there during the pandemic and like the BLM movement. And uh, I think when all that was going on, it really just kind of sparked that in me that like I really needed to just get this going. And um, I would talk about it a lot, but yeah, it was one of my cousins who eventually was just like, dude, just like get a site going and just get started. Like you're always out talking to people, and I really like taking photos of average riders. Like giving them the full experience, like bringing out some lights and stuff, and I'd
Oh,
hit them
wow.
up. I started off doing that a little bit with Grow Cycling when they started right after BLM, and
Okay.
um, yeah, just kind of, I was finally just like, okay, I should just do this myself, and I set a website up, I got it going, and moved back here to Portland, and started some group rides, some BIPOC group rides, um, and it just started growing from there. I've been shooting mountain bikers. I've met so many people since starting WarPaint. I really like connecting with other community organizers that are doing similar things in surfing and snowboarding. I've connected with Open Slopes PDX here in Portland, which is a nonprofit. They're a community organization, and they take BIPOC people out to the slopes in the winter for skiing and snowboarding. They include lessons as well. Black surfers down in the Bay Area. I've connected with them as well. And yeah, just reaching out to people, going out, shooting with them. Color of the Water down in LA. That's where I started taking surf lessons when I was down there during the pandemic. And yeah, it's been awesome. That's yeah, lots of definitely lots of people that I've met, and I like getting their stories out there and just doing my part to get content out there that shows people of color
That's
doing
cool.
these sports. One of the earlier shots that you passed was from Resduro, which I don't
Okay.
know if you've heard of Resduro.
No, not yet.
No?
Is that which shot is that here?
It was the
Resduro.
wide one with the guy doing I think he was just getting seasy over one of the jumps.
Oh, yeah. I saw that. That's right down here. Right here.
Yes, that one. So one of the biggest, or some of the biggest WarPaint supporters have been the DAINESE people in the Navajo Nation
Okay.
out in
Native
Arizona and New
American.
Mexico.
Okay.
Yeah, and they do a rate. This last year was the second year ever. The third year ever. This year is going to be the third year, but they built some mountain bike trails on their property on the reservation out there, and Nigel is the kid that started it up, and that's there as well. Basically, there wasn't any race series that were close by, and he wanted to get something going. So him and his dad and some friends, once he got into mountain biking, just built up some trails on their property
Whoa.
and started doing an enduro race and called it Resduro.
Whoa.
And I was out there last year. This year, I'm planning on going out there for a week and helping out. And I think they had 5 trails that people were racing on. The vibe was just awesome. It was like a super community vibe. Everybody's helping out with everything. Everybody's super inviting and welcoming, and it was just a great time. If you want to learn more about them, check them out. It's Resduro on Instagram. They're definitely like family now to me.
Wow, that's cool. Now, with it being, obviously it's all about everyone, and so everyone's invited, right? Like anybody who wants to come and ride, you don't have to be,
No,
indigenous or of
anybody's
color.
invited. You can register. They have registration. And I mean, with like I guess I should just clarify this too. Like with WarPaint, for example, like in the beginning, I would have, when I was holding the BIPOC rides, I'd have people telling me that I was segregating and stuff, and that was never my intention. It's impossible. So let me go back a little bit. Like riding in LA, it's super diverse, and you go out to the trails and everybody's out there. White people, black people, brown people, Asian people, like everybody's out there. But I've lived all over the country, and like it's not that way everywhere.
Mm.
And so, I'm not trying to exclude anybody. We do the BIPOC rides for, in my opinion, it's for like people that might be a little bit timid about going out somewhere. Like if you're new to mountain biking, you pull up to your local trailhead in places like here, like in Oregon, Washington, and you might get intimidated if you show up like on your clunker, your new, your beginner bike, and people are all like fully kitted up, and their
Right.
bikes are all blingy and stuff.
Yeah. $10,000 showing up right there. Like, whoa, I don't
Oh
have
yeah,
that. Yeah.
yeah, and so we do the rides to make people feel included. We
Oh,
do all skill levels, beginner through advanced, but what I also do is we do open rides as well. So like either for people for like some of my white friends that want to come along, or somebody's partner, or friends. I've even invited people that online were just kind of like taking stabs at us about like not being inclusive, and I'm like, hey, show up to one of our open rides and like come hang out. And it definitely, I feel like after spending some time with us out on the trail, riding a little bit, having a couple of beers in the parking lot, and developing organic friendships, when we get to talking about deeper stuff sometimes, and like, I encourage people to like share their experiences out on the trails. I feel like it's different. My white friends that might have been like unsure about what I was doing, end up being like super advocates for WarPaint, because they get it, and they're just like, oh, like BIPOC people really do need these spaces, and we appreciate what you're doing and understand why.
Yeah. That's cool, man. That's really cool. Yeah, that would make sense once they get a little bit more exposure to what you're doing and see it happening. They get it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, and you're just really trying to help give a voice to or comfort level to somebody who may be new to the sport but doesn't look like everybody else. It's like, hey, come on, we're all open. The trails are for us all. Let's go enjoy. Let's do
Let's
it.
all get out, ride, and eat crap on the trails together, and walk it off.
Yeah.
I did last year. I did a few BIPOC clinics, like skills clinics, because I'm also an instructor.
Uh-huh.
This year, last month, over at Cyclepath, we did a couple of BIPOC maintenance clinics, a maintenance clinic, and a basic suspension setup clinic for people that are wanting to get some information on that. And it's been great. Everybody's been super stoked on the community that's growing. Portland's not like LA. There's the BIPOC community is not as big. So
Yeah, once you get out of like the melting pot areas, it's different. So that's cool that you're doing that. And man, kudos to you for giving people platforms. I mean, I'm looking at this stuff right here. Look at all these different folks having a blast out there, because they're out there
yeah,
with you. I was seeing tons of smiles here at this group right here, like all different types of folks, all different types of equipment and gear. Are you also like some of these folks, are they on like borrowed equipment that you're able to procure from somebody or a company?
so since like I said, I'm the community director for Northwest Trail Alliance.
Uh-huh.
One of the local shops gave us a few, I think we have 10 track hardtails that we use for the clinics.
That's
So that I
awesome.
have access to. So I let people use them if they don't have their own bike, and just want to like dip their toes in the water and check it out and see if it's something that's for them.
That's so cool. That's so awesome, man, that you're able to do that. Very, very cool. I had a question out here coming to you from New Zealand. Marty
Cool.
Octodad is asking you, hey, ask Rue, what sort of trails beginners and first time riders like most? What have you seen there? What do they seem to like the most?
I think the beginner riders definitely like the flow trails the most.
Yeah.
A little bit less obstacles, berms, and like some rollers and stuff. Yeah, that's definitely got to be like the ones that people. It's just easier to get into, and
Yeah.
get the hang of it, and then start introducing in like some obstacles and stuff. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I still love flow. Still love flow. When I'm in there and you're in that flow state and you feel so confident, there's no miscommunication of you hear like "Ruh, ruh, ruh," and you're like, what did he say? Was that roller or drop? Like we're gonna find out in a
Yeah.
second.
Yeah.
That is very cool. Shout out to another great guy out here, Southern California, Vanicava MTB saying, what up, party people? Really good dude who's also really tight into the community and building out a new trail.
Nice.
So what's up, Ellie? It's good to see you. And what's up, Steph? Good to see you as well. Let's see. We have another question here, Rue. I think, Marty's saying Navajo trails look amazing. Can anyone enter Resduro? Yes, that was the question we had there.
Yeah. They have limited space available. but once they open up registration, anybody can sign up.
Yeah, that's
And if you get the chance to go, it's an amazing experience. It's honestly unlike any of the other mountain bike festivals around, or get-togethers or races. It's super family vibe, and hanging, staying up late, bonfire, hanging out. You get to hear some uh, um, songs, some Navajo songs, and like eat all the delicious food. And
ooh.
the kids are up before everybody, just like building jumps and just like sessioning all day nonstop till their moms
Dude.
yell at them and they're like, "Hey, time for bed."
They're full on living the life like that. They're in
Yeah.
it. That's awesome. That is awesome. MTB Farrell saying this is amazing. And Ed is saying, just tuned in. What up, guys? From your Apache cousin at Nate TV Burn family. Good to see you, Ed. Always good to see you.
Nice. What's up, Ed?
Yes. Monoride says few things in life that bring joy like being on a bike. So
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Trail Pimp Commander in Chief and the VC Nation Venakava is saying, dude, this is good. See, like our community, our mountain bike community is so strong and so inclusive and so awesome. And I love that we have community leaders like you that are reaching out to people who may be looking from the outside and want to get in. But like you were saying earlier, might be
Yeah.
nervous, might be don't know how. So this is awesome. So you're seeing this lack of diversity, and you're trying to get more and more people in. For the most part, when you get them in and you get them on the trails, can you tell right away, like the ones that you're like, oh yeah, this one's bit, this one's gonna be here for a while, or can you tell the ones that are like, I'm over my head, I'm out of here?
I feel like everybody's a little bit of both. I mean, there's a lot of both sides of it. Some people definitely like start off and they're timid, just kind of quiet, watching everything, watching how people do stuff, and um, you know, uh, really absorbing all the instruction and like tips that you might give them. And then there's definitely like people you can see like uh glimmer in their eye, and they're just like, oh, they're like, what's up with your bike, and what's this do, and what's that do, and when are we going to go ride drops, or just super stoked on the camaraderie and like everybody helping each other out. And nobody wants to see anybody get hurt. It's actually been really cool to experience taking beginners out on big group rides at trails that are like maybe a little bit more advanced. And um, I always tell people, I think all the rides that we've done have 99% been open to anybody.
Uh-huh.
But there's been a couple where I'm like, hey, this is an advanced trail, but if you're a beginner and you're feeling brave, like whatever, just show up and we'll just make sure to stop at the features so you don't break yourself off.
Yeah.
Nobody's trying to like carry you off the mountain.
Right.
Maybe you can like watch a few people hit something, see if like you feel like you might want to try it. Like,
Yeah.
we'll be out there to help you out. And it's been great. It's really cool to watch the advanced riders be okay with going at a more chill pace, stopping and like hanging out and waiting for people and like trying to show them the ropes a little bit. It
Yeah.
definitely makes for a lot better experience for beginners.
Oh man, that had to be so cool for the beginners too. Like getting towed in by somebody with that higher skill set level has got to feel so good, like showing them the right speed. This is the line that I take. And Joey and I were lucky enough. YT just had this e-bike group ride, and they invited Joey and I to lead the beginner group. And that was a lot of fun because our beginner group were a mixture of folks that were like kind of like some were quiet, some were more like towards the like right on my back tire, right on our back tire, and they were wanting more. And it was cool to just think about the entire squad and go, okay, we're gonna do this trail because I think everyone can do it. But then watching all of their skill sets and their confidence kind of getting stronger, and then
Yeah.
wondering how much more can we get out of them, like I think Joey looked at me and he goes, "I think we could take these guys down 12 steps. Let's take them down 12 steps." So, we tell them like this is gonna be a little bit steeper. There's some optional jumps on this new line we're gonna do for the folks that want to come on, and for the folks who do want to peel off and go back to the facility, the road is right here, and we can get a guide to take you back. And we got, gosh, Joey, I think we got everybody to come on that 12 steps, and
Nice.
to see their accomplishment, like without even saying words, just to see how stoked they were,
Oh yeah.
once they got to the bottom, that was like, God, that was such a good feeling. I love it.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I mean, I'm sure it definitely helps their confidence level to watch people that are confident do something, not be, all rigid and timid and stuff. And they're like, oh, okay, like you're making it look easy. Like, let me give this a try. I think I can probably do that. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's cool. Yeah, I love that. I love getting to watch that for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I feel like when COVID hit, there's been so many different types of folks coming out onto the trails that probably have never seen a trail in their life. A lot of folks are coming out there. I noticed that just from me riding around, I'll see people out there that I'm like, man, I don't think this person's ever been on a trail ever. Their shoes are like super shiny, they're like looking around, they don't have any water, but they're like amazed and they're stoked, you can tell. And that's such a
Yeah.
good feeling. There's there's probably something really deep down inside each one of us that really yearns for that outdoors feeling that the trail brings to you.
Yeah,
And
no, definitely. I when people ask me why I mountain bike still, I'm 44, and I mean, I don't feel like I'm anywhere near stopping anytime soon, but yeah, I'm just like it's just it's the most fun, one of the most fun things that you can do as an adult that makes you feel like a little kid again. And I feel
yes,
like everybody needs that. Um,
totally.
and being outdoors, I mean, it's very grounding. Like when I started surfing a few years ago, during the pandemic down in LA with Color the Water, being in the water to me it took me a while to like, I feel like if I don't go consistently, I have to like kind of chill in the water for like 15 minutes just to acclimate to,
Y-
I'm like, okay, I'm in the water, I'm in the ocean, waves are coming. And everybody thinks it's funny, like my surfer friends, they're like, oh, why does it make you nervous? You mountain bike. And I'm like, I can't drown if I knock myself out mountain biking. Um,
Right. Right.
uh, or there's no, Southern California, obviously it's not like super uh serious down there, but like there's great whites around there too.
Oh,
And
yeah.
yeah, and I'm just like, yeah, I don't have to worry about that too much in the woods.
Right.
Mountain lions usually run off when they hear bikes, so
Yeah, and if a snake's
you don't
coming,
even know
it's
they're
like
out there.
right, a snake's coming at you like this, just like 1 to 2 miles, 3 miles an hour. Dude, a great
Oh
white,
yeah,
you don't even know. You'd just be like, "What happened?
yeah,
Is
yeah.
everything
My
still
leg's
on me?"
gone. Whoops. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I know that feeling, man. Paddling out in the ocean is one of the most beautiful things. If you guys have never done it, um,
yeah,
it's such a great feeling. And then there's that acclimation point where you're kind of out there and you're taking in the waves. Where are they breaking? Where am I in relation to where the takeoff spot is? And am I out too far? Am I in just enough? Who else is out there? Who's got the right of way? Which way is this thing going? What's the
oh
tide
yeah.
doing?
There's so much to think about. Yeah,
So much to think
so
about.
much to think about, and all the other stuff going on. But it's super grounding because you're just like, okay. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know about you, but I'm a little bit, well, I'm kind of spiritual, and it's just so calming. And I'm just like, okay, like I'm just this little human being on this giant ball floating through space, and like I'm hanging out in this, the ocean. It's not my natural environment, and I feel like that's a very good feeling.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. And then there's something when you come out of the water, when you're done, how good you feel.
oh,
Like your skin feels good, you feel good. I mean, there's just so many things. And I always loved going out there and watching. I would go after work a lot of times when I lived by the coast, and I would watch the sunset. And that was some of my
Mhm.
favorite times. Like I'd let waves pass me by just to watch the sun go all the way down on the water. And like
Yeah.
you said, it's like a spiritual moment, you know?
For
It's
sure.
really, it's really
Yeah,
cool.
you're watching the sunset, and then you turn around and it's just all dark.
Yeah.
You stare out the water too long.
Yeah. I'm the last one out here. I better paddle in. Mountain
Yeah.
Bike Q&A is asking, hey, where did you ride when you were in LA?
The last, well, so when I started mountain biking, you mentioned it earlier, we lived really close to Holda Crook.
Oh,
So we went
yeah.
out there quite a bit, like with my kids, and it's been funny because like when we go back and visit family now down there, we went down to Holda Crook one of the last times that my kids came down, and some of the stuff that we remember looking so intimidating to us when we first began, we're just like, man, we could ride that like with our eyes closed. We could, my kids would just be cracking up. They're like, oh, I can't believe this used to scare the crap out of me, this little tiny hill. So, but we rode there a lot. We rode this last time I was down there. I was living in the South Bay, so like I went to PV quite a bit, and down to oh my gosh, I can't remember the name of the park down by Newport. Um,
Oh, like the Laguna area down that way,
yeah,
just
yeah,
south of Newport Beach. Yeah,
yeah,
Laguna, Aliso. There's some really good trails out there too. Yeah.
yeah. They're a
Okay.
lot of fun.
So y-
But yeah, I mean that's I guess that's most of I went up to, I call it Santa's Village, Sky
yes,
Park.
Sky Park, baby. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's one of my favorite
And up
places, man.
to Summit also, right?
Yes, Snow
Sky Park.
Summit. Yep.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, so you're all over Southern California. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely got a good taste of everything here. And yes, everything here is dry and loose, and where you are now, it is opposite. Loamy,
Yeah.
does it ever get close to this condition out here, like loose and dry, or it,
Um, it does. The summers, I know most people don't think it does, but the summers get pretty hot here. And so midsummer, the trails are pretty dry and dusty. And uh, yeah, I mean, if you're used to riding Southern California dirt, it's not really a big deal.
yeah, everything else is
Um,
like bonus. You're
yeah, like I said, nobody's the trails are, you kind of have the trails to yourself because everybody's like, I don't want to ride in this crap. And yeah,
You're like, this is amazing. Are you kidding me?
yeah, yeah. As long as you can
uh,
deal with the heat. So
MTB Nick is saying Sandy Ridge trails look amazing. Is that out by you out there?
it is. Yeah, Sandy Ridge is a really awesome trail system. It's easy. The climb is all paved road. It's a paved fire road,
Whoa.
and yeah, you can just do loops all day. There's down towards the bottom. They have uh, kind of like a beginner and an intermediate jump lines, so you don't have to go all the way up the mountain. And then
Mhm.
yeah, there's a bigger jump line as well, Johnny Royale, if you like hitting the big hits. So it's there's a little bit of everything there. It's a really cool spot.
That's awesome. Have you ever ridden in New Zealand?
No,
Yeah, I haven't
no.
either, but
I saw the comment earlier from Octodad about the getting Maori people on the team. I think that's
yes.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of pro Maoris. I wonder, I mean, there is that warrior spirit. I wonder if like those guys are just charging, like once they get into that shark-eyed zone, like just charging. I wonder.
Oh
I
yeah.
wish
I mean,
I had that.
my both of my sons are Native American, and they both shred on the bikes, and we're actually really excited. We're trying to um, we're planning on getting together, build up a bigger bike library, and hopefully maybe we can get to it this summer. Start putting some programs together to go out to the local reservations and help get some kids on bikes and show them how to trail build. That's another one of the big things that I'm trying to do here in Portland is help. build our first BIPOC only built trail system, or trail, not system, but maybe that's later on down the line. But for now, just to get people out there and like, a lot of the new people, give them an idea of like, get out there and build as well, and help keep this going and take care of it, and be good stewards of the land, and like help make sure everything's sustainable, and trail building's fun too. So
Right. Do you find that for the indigenous folks, it feels like it's a lot in their culture to take care of the land and be good stewards of the land. Do you find that is stronger in the indigenous culture?
um I think so. It's different. It's definitely for example, like at Resduro, the trail building that they do, they don't uh they try not to destroy stuff to like just plow through and make trail.
Mm,
You want to use the natural features and disturb as little as possible, and still keep it sustainable. And uh, I feel like modern day trail building practices do that a little bit, but like, I mean, the trees in your way, like you might just mow it down,
mm.
uh, yeah, in that sense, it's different for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I always wondered if that was part of the culture of mountain biking or the culture from the indigenous folks, because there is a lot of respect for the land. Um, my my previous wife, she is part Native American, and she always is very respectful of the land, and sometimes if even to the point where we don't move things, we
Yeah,
respect that they're there, and we just keep them there, and um, yeah, it's just
yeah,
a different mindset, I think, which is got to be cool because mountain biking in general, people want to take care of the trails and the land. So it's kind of like a win-win there. Venakava MTB saying trail building is fun. You learn so much and appreciate other trails so much more because you can imagine what it took to build. Yeah, it's a lot of hard work.
yeah. No, for sure. Um, and I was gonna say too, just to plug the uh, my homies from Resduro. They made a film. It's on YouTube. It's called The Trails Before Us, where they talk about like their trail building process a little bit and how Resduro came to be. So yeah, people should definitely check it out if they get the chance.
Yeah, what's it called again, Rue?
The Trails Before Us.
Trails Before Us. That's cool.
Mhm.
That's really cool. BMX Oregon is in the house tonight, and they say Rue always inspires me with his vision. Yeah,
Hey,
man, look
thanks,
at
bro.
that. Yeah, you're inspiring folks out there. It's so cool, dude. It's so cool. What are you? So we talked about your war paint page and what you're doing out there. What other than like getting people out to the trails and getting more BIPOC folks exposure to our sport, what else is war paint doing out there for the community or visions that you have
Um,
for it?
well, for now, building the community, like biking's part of it. Teaching people how to ride bikes, helping them. I mean, I feel like it's kind of we've been working on that stuff. We've been working on, like I said, trying to develop relationships with the local tribes. Um, I definitely feel like, I hear a lot of in media, people like, oh, let's do land acknowledgements and all this stuff before meetings or what movies and stuff like that. And um, I want to encourage people to actually reach out and connect with the local tribes and like find out what they might think about what you're doing or like want to be involved.
Mm,
I feel like there's a bit of a disconnect between the tribes and major cities and stuff like that, or like sports and uh, yeah.
funding and
So what's that?
oh, it's probably for the cities, like the different sports and the different funding. Like we need another
Oh yeah,
tennis court here that nobody plays on. Like, well, maybe not.
yeah. No, yeah, no, there's definitely I feel like there's a lot of work to be done in that, and that's one of the areas that we want to focus on.
Nice.
Like I said, we were the art contest with. So we're planning for the summer to do a big art contest, and
Yes.
we're partnering with SRAM to do it.
Ooh.
And it's going to be an art contest to really, it's going to be our first big fundraiser. And we're opening the art contest up to Indigenous artists and have them make a design for a decal on fork lowers
Okay.
and then auction that off. But I'm super stoked. One of the local tribes, the Cowlitz tribe, has been interested in letting us have the award ceremony for that at Illinois Casino, which is here in Vancouver, Washington, or just outside of Vancouver, Washington, on the Cowlitz Reservation, and possibly even opening up a space to like display all the submissions that we get, just to promote the artists.
Oh, that's awesome for everybody who's entered. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I definitely want to stoke people out. I want to uh, just bring awareness of the artists, bring awareness of mountain biking as a sport to their communities, and yeah, use whatever money we make off that to, like I said, for our programs, to build up a bike library, connect with other brands that want to be a part of this. Yeah.
That's really cool. Have you found, obviously SRAM is involved with this art contest that's going to be happening this
hmm
summer. And have you found that, or what's been your experience when you're talking to these other companies? Are there other companies that are helping out too?
Some local companies, yeah. Nothing set in stone yet, but yeah, I just been reaching out little by little. Like I said, now that we have a board, I feel like things have gotten a little bit more organized and serious for WarPaint. Originally, it was just me, and I started doing the stories, the write-ups on people. But then once the community organizing, the rides and the clinics and all that started taking off, that took more of my time. So I kind of fell off the map a little bit with the stories. But now that I have a board, we're divvying up responsibilities, and I'm focusing. It's freeing up time for me to focus on that a little bit more. We've got a
Mm,
pitch deck together that we've sent out to a few companies, and yeah, just kind of waiting to hear back on who's interested in um, working with us, whose vision aligns with ours, and uh, hopefully finding other businesses that want to help the community as much as we do. So.
yeah. Looking at the businesses, if you had the ability to just pick them and say, this one aligns with what we're doing, this one aligns with what we're doing, who are some of the businesses that you're targeting that have a similar type of alignment to you?
Um, I mean, I'm stoked, for example, with SRAM because their mission statement talks about how they want to support people who are already doing the work, and I feel like with this with diversification type of work, it's uh, I guess it's kind of a touchy subject for certain people, and for certain companies as a whole. I feel like the diversification, all the DEI movement, like the diversity, equity, and inclusion work, it's going to be a little bit slow, and I feel like it's a great thing that SRAM is doing to support people that have a little bit more experience and are approaching things from like a different angle, like how WarPaint is. And that was one thing that I really looked at that I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
It was my oldest son is the one that actually pointed that out, and
Yeah.
he's like, "Man, this is really cool. Like, I love their mission statement, and you guys should check it out." I read it over and I was like, oh crap, like, yeah, this is stuff like this is really cool. It's really cool to see companies doing things like that.
Yeah.
As far as other companies, I hadn't really thought too much about that. But I've reached out to a few companies. Last year we did some work with like Patagonia, Portland, helped support some of the stuff that we did.
Nice.
Before I started working with them.
That's a big
Psychopath as
company.
well.
Psychopath.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great.
Who else did we work with? I mean, as far as Evo helped us out last year as well. A local company called Next Adventure. They do it's an outdoor company. Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool, man.
If you have anybody you suggest that we should reach out to, because they you feel like they might align with us. I mean, I'm all ears and open to any input. That would be great.
For those of you that are out there listening, company-wise, brand-wise, if you're looking to expand into what Rue's doing with the diversity in the BIPOC culture, feel free to hit up Rue there at WarPaint and looking to really help get this, because there's really definitely something special when you look at the MTB community, because I feel like, at least here in Southern California, the scope that I have out here, like when we go to a place like Sky Park, we don't see, we see the gear, we see the people and the personalities, but because it's such a mix already of different types of folks, we're looking at the bikes. We're like, oh, there's the YT, there's the latest Trek, that's the newest e-bike, and that is like so cool to be able to somehow bottle that up, that inclusivity that we have, and just be able to pour it out everywhere. And I think that's what's awesome about what you're doing on all these other areas that may not have that same kind of feel, just that community stoke, like no matter who you are, you pass somebody up, you're like, hey man, you doing okay? Or hey girl, you doing okay? Like, do you need extra water? I feel the same way. Whatever it is.
For sure. Yeah, for sure. The mountain bike community is awesome, and it's great to see. At least on from my perspective, the mountain bike community, it is diverse. All the BIPOC riders have already been out here doing all these things, riding, and I'm just trying to get us some spotlight. And like I said, flood the internet with as much content of people that look like us doing these things for future generations of kids who, like I said, some kid might be looking mountain biking up and have to scroll for, a few pages before finding somebody that looks like them. Right. I want to make that be different and like have people be at the forefront and, just kind of bring them a little bit of inspiration.
That's awesome, man. It's so cool that you're doing that. Kind of like we talked about at the beginning of the podcast, when I was growing up as a skateboarder, I would just like automatically align my vision with somebody like a Steve Caballero or Christian Hosoi because of the look. I could see myself like doing their tricks and what they're doing just because of that look. So it's awesome that you're spreading that out there to the community. Nick, MTB Nick 316 saying, MTB community, love you all. Real Bike Tyson, giving you the salute there, my brother. So we have, so your page is going to go into, you're going to go 501c3. You got the board of directors, and then talk about a little bit in closing. Let's talk about, as you're bringing everybody together, you're also going to be bringing folks like literally together with a potential mountain bike festival, the first of its kind out there in Portland.
Yeah, so through Northwest Trail Alliance and partnering with WarPaint, we're planning for this summer. We're shooting for sometime in July, doing a hopefully Portland's big first mountain bike festival.
Oh baby, we're going to Portland, baby.
Yeah, no, come up, please. Yeah, we'll go show you around. We're hoping to do it at Gateway Gateway Green, which is Portland's metropolitan area bike park. We're in the middle of a revamp of the skills area. We're putting in a dual slalom course, so like hopefully this
Oh
summer
my
we'll be
gosh.
doing midweek meetups and races there, getting some friendly competition going, and yeah, we're excited to help put that on and make it a mountain bike / cultural festival. Get some good food out there, and
Yes.
yeah, bring some people out for. I'm hoping that I'll be able to have it be a 2-day event.
Nice. Oh, that sounds awesome, man. The culture, the food, the mountain biking. Heck yeah, definitely. So, Mountain Bike Unit says, like button, folks. I mean, if you want. Thank you, Johnny. Always having our back. He says, I'm gonna follow Warpaint now. Definitely. That would be yeah, Rue, where can people follow you on the social?
We're most active on Instagram, which is WarPaint Mag, and or you can check the website out, warpaintmag.co. But yeah, definitely for sure, Instagram is where we're the most active. Facebook's linked up to it too, so everything that's on Instagram gets flooded over to Facebook. But yeah, Instagram's definitely the way to go to get a hold of us, and yeah. No,
That's
it'd be cool
awesome.
to get more people checking it out and following us and seeing what we got going on. I got a pretty big caravan heading down to Resduro this year from here. There seems to be like 8 to 10 of us going down.
Ooh,
Yeah.
nice, nice.
Oh, thanks, Mountain Bike Ferals.
Yeah, you just got a like on IG. You also got a couple follows there from the audience here from the live tonight. And let's take you back to Inglewood. Let's talk to the kiddo who may have found this podcast on YouTube. And if you wouldn't mind, help give him or her a little bit of inspiration to get on a bike. They have the opportunity possibly to go to one of these camps or to go join one of these rides where they'll get a trek hardtail. But talk to them a little bit about if they've never been out on the trails. What would you say to them to inspire them?
Well, for somebody who's a kid who's never been out on the trail, come out to the trails. We'll set you up with everything that you need. You're going to have a great time hanging out with everybody, riding bikes, developing your skills, and getting some exercise in and some fresh air as opposed to being inside, and probably end up making friendships that, I mean, I don't feel like a little kid would even comprehend this, but friendships that are going to last you a lifetime. Like me with Eddie, the road bike Tyson. We've known each other since we were 18, and like I said, he's the one that introduced me and my kids to mountain biking, and it's been an awesome ride for sure.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Great advice to those who are looking to get out on the bike. It's definitely something that's so good. And like you said earlier, you're able to do this. Adam Mock is in the audience, folks. He says, I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid, but there's no more Toys R
There's
Us.
not, yeah.
There is not. But I don't want to grow up. Just plan on being a kid for life on that bike. It's something that we can always visit. It's never too far away from us. We just jump on the bike and we're back to that space. So if you're out there,
Yeah.
check out Rue, check out WarPaint Mag. There's the founder right there on the Segment Podcast. Thank you all so much for being on. Rue, thank you, my brother.
Nick.
I look forward to seeing everything you're doing.
Yeah, no, thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you, folks. We'll see you guys on the new episode.